Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, The Cosmic Companion. I hope you are doing well. Today, we are stepping into something truly big, the full moon in Aquarius on August 9th. And let me tell you, this is not a coincidental moon. It isn't the hype of lunation where you light a candle and have some affirmations and call it a day. No, I'm calling this moon of cosmic liberation and radical change because that's exactly what it feels like when you have a Aquarius full moon ruled by unpredictable Uranus. You don't get soft. Gradual shifts might be there, or you might be feeling some breakthroughs or awakenings as well. It's the kind of energy that feels like the universe shaking your shoulders, saying, "Hey, you have been holding on to something for too long. It's the time to let it go." And that's what we are exploring in this video, and why this full moon is so charged, what makes it different from others, and what it will mean for every single rising sign. This Aquarius full moon peaks at 16 degrees of Aquarius, and if you um, have like 14 to 17 degrees of Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, or Scorpio, you will feel this moon the deepest, the most personal way. The energy is electric because Aquarius is the sign of future, liberation, innovation, and collective consciousness. It's a part of Zodiac that says, what if there's another way? What if we break the rules? Or what if we look the past and the limits of the today? But there's a twist as well. This moon is ruled by Uranus, the planet of shocks and surprises. And when Uranus is calling the shots, you can expect sudden changes, revelations you didn't see coming, and a break from the old, even if you didn't think you were ready for it. Maybe the job you thought you keep forever suddenly shifts and you get an offer that excites you. Maybe your friendship dynamic changes overnight and it frees you from something heavy. Or maybe um, idea drops and out of nowhere and you think that's the thing I've been waiting for. So, full moons are never isolated events. They are the culmination of seeds planted 6 months earlier. For this one, we trace the story back to January 29, 2025, and when there was a new moon in Aquarius. Back then, Mercury and Pluto were conjunct, seeding powerful themes around how we communicate, how we connect, how we think, what we are ready to transform in our minds. Think back. What was on your mind then? And were you questioning your networks, rearranging how you communicate, or dreaming of a bigger future, but unsure how to get there? That was a seed, this full moon, that seeds crack open. Whatever you whispered to the universe in the late January now begins to bloom or break apart under the light. And when we zoom in astrologically, the layers get richer. The moon in Aquarius sits opposite to the sun in Leo, pulling on the axis of self versus collective. Leo says, I want to shine, I want to lead, I want to create. But Aquarius says, what about the group? What about the bigger picture? And in between, we are all asking ourselves, where do I need to free myself from the ego to serve something bigger? And where have I sacrificed too much of myself for the others and now need to reclaim my light? And at the same time, Uranus is currently in Gemini, rules this moon, and acts like a cosmic disruptor. If life has felt predictable, heavy, or stuck, Uranus delivers a jolt now. The breakthrough idea, the sudden invitation, the conversation that changes everything. But this full moon isn't just Uranus doing these things. There's an entire supporting cast there. Mercury also opposes Pluto. Um, the truths that were dig deeper, we can't ignore, secretly surface up. Obsessions come to light, and things we have been holding back on finally are said. Saturn opposite Mars creates tension. Mars wants to action and speed. Saturn demands patience and structure. It's a feeling of hitting a wall, of wanting to leap, but being told to wait, and it teaches us to drive forward with power and control. And then there's the cosmic shift. Venus conjunct Jupiter. Uh, it's now sweetness and abundance in the middle of it all. Even as change swirls, there is love, beauty, and even financial blessings might be woven in, or moments of joy that remind you where you are making these shifts in the first place. So, yes, this full moon is a lot, and Uranus shakes, Mercury and Pluto reveal, Saturn and Mars test, and Venus and Jupiter blesses you. It's chaos, but not the chaos for the sake of chaos. That sounds weird. It's a kind of chaos that clears the old, dusty paths so new ones can open up. And now we are about to see exactly what means for each rising sign. That what was a bit of a summary and what is happening. Now I would recommend first listen to your rising sign. That's the clearest and the best option. Then your sun sign, because many of the people in my audience relate to that for their career themes. And if you are extra curious, then the moon sign, which is your emotional impact, that would be great to listen to. Hi, Aries rising. Hope you're doing well. Now let's dive in for you. Aries, this full moon is Aquarius lights up your 11th house, the space of friendship, networks, communities, and your biggest dreams for the future. This isn't about a casual shift in your social life. This is a kind of moon that can completely change who you surround yourself with and what you envision for yourself for the long term. Think about it. Who are you around the most? Whose energy do you absorb on daily basis? Sometimes, like people we spend time with are the invisible architects of our future. They shape our beliefs and our goals, even the way we see ourselves. This full moon might shake that up. You might suddenly find yourself joining a new group. Maybe you get invited to an event, an online community, or a project you didn't even know existed, and it just clicks up. Or the opposite could happen as well. You could realize that one friendship or one group or even one online space you have been part of for years just doesn't resonate anymore, and you just need to desire change your group, as I said. um Scenario one: imagine you have been quietly working on a group project, maybe a creative collaboration, maybe something online. Suddenly this moon brings recognition. Okay, your work gets shared, or someone with influence notices it and says, hey, you should be part of something bigger. um, or scenario two can play out as well. Maybe you have been hanging out to a like a friendship that's been draining you, and you keep saying, it's fine, I will just deal with it. That this moon could bring the moment you finally release that friendship, not in anger, but in liberation. So basically, it's about the social circle and the people whom you surround with. So just keep in mind for that. And here is where it gets even more interesting. Uranus, the ruler of this full moon, is in your third house, the zone of communication, ideas, and everyday connections. That means the changes in your social circles could be triggered by one single conversation. Think about that. A random chat in a coffee shop, a DM from someone you have spoken to in years, a comment you make online that suddenly draws in people who get you. This energy could look like you start sharing more of your thoughts online, and suddenly you are connecting with like minded people across the world. And a conversation with a sibling or a neighbor or even a stranger sparks an idea that changes the direction of your goals. So, the point I would like to deliver, just take actions based upon your mind and leave the heart do the rest. First, mind is your there for your goals, uh, especially for your career. Now, Mercury opposite Pluto is also in play, and this is where things go deep. This aspect could bring buried truths to the surface, conversation in your network that reveals that's really going on. Maybe you learn something about a friend or group you are part of, and you can't unhear it, or maybe you are the one who speaks a truth you have been holding back, and that truth shifts the dynamic entirely. Then there's a Mars opposite Saturn. Mars, your ruler, Aries, wants to move fast, but Saturn is slowing things down, saying, not a quick, build this carefully, build your foundation. This might feel like frustration, like you want to jump into a new community, leave one old one, make all the changes overnight, but responsibilities or timing might force you to pace yourself. And here is the blessing. Venus and Jupiter are coming together on this under this moon, a cosmic reminder that even in the midst of shakeups, there's a sweetness. This could look like meeting someone who becomes a key friend or mentor, a dream or goal you have been holding quietly, or suddenly getting a green light, a moment of joy of connection that reminds why you are opening up your world in the first place. So, the key insights here for you, Aries rising, is this full moon is rewriting your future vision by reshaping your friendships and networks. Don't be afraid of the shifts. The people living your life now may be creating space for the ones who will help you build your next chapter. Speak up. Your voice might open up unexpected doors, and stay open to the surprises because this moon is showing up. One conversation, one invitation, one bold idea can change everything. Yep, that's it for Aries Rising, and hope you liked it. So, if you did, like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. So, I will see you in the next one. Now, let's dive in for Taurus rising. Hi Taurus, hope you are doing well. Taurus, this full moon is shining in your 10th house. This is about your career, reputation, and your public image. This isn't a quiet behind the scenes moon for you. This is open and happening right at the top of your chart in the most visible place. It's like a spotlight turning on in dark theater, and suddenly you are center stage. Think about it. What's been building? Have you been working quietly on a project, a business, or maybe just trying to shift how people see you professionally? This full moon is a culmination moment to reveal. Okay. Here's the thing. With Aquarius energy, it doesn't always unfold gently. Sometimes a revelation is shocking, liberating, or both. No, the scenario one can be maybe you have been stuck in a job you don't love, and suddenly an unexpected opportunity comes out of nowhere. A recruiter calls, a friend mentions an opening, or a client finds you online. You didn't plan this, but you can't ignore it as well. Or a scenario two. Maybe you have been coasting in your career, keeping the peace, staying safe. This moon might jolt you and awake with a realization this isn't what I want your legacy to be. Suddenly, the thought of staying in the same lane feels impossible, and you start pivoting in something else, even if you don't have the full roadmap for it. But you just start on something different that you are passionate about. So, and I would also would like to mention a third scenario that would plays out a bit differently as well. This could be even mean recognition, being acknowledged for something you have built or contributed. You might feel your name is in the spotlight in a way you didn't expect it. Now, here is the twist. Uranus, the ruler of this full moon, is in your second house, the house of money, income, and self worth. This means your career story, right? Now, it's just about what you do, it's about how you value yourself for it. Maybe you get a raise, or maybe you get the wake up call that you have been undercharging or undervaluing yourself and letting others dictate your words. Or maybe your career direction shifts and your income streams have to change with it. Some side hustles, new clients, or totally different paths to earning. It's uncomfortable for you, Taurus, I know, because your sign craves stability. But Uranus is saying, shake things up. There is freedom here if you let go of the old model. Mercury opposite Pluto adds depth to this. This is the kind of aspect that uncovers truth, and in your case, truths about career power dynamics. Okay, that is in the spotlight. You might hear a piece of information about your workplace, something hidden before, that changes your perspective. Maybe a conversation with a boss or mentors gets very real to you, and if it shifts you how you see your path forward, or maybe you speak a truth about what you want, what you are worthy of, and suddenly everything changes. Now, Mars opposes Saturn is also in a play, and Mars is fiery, impatient, and it's in your first house, making you feel like let's move, let's act. But Saturn in your seventh house of partnership is the break. Remind you that other people expectations, contracts, or responsibilities may slow you down. It feels frustrating, like you can see the doors opening, but you can't sprint through it just yet. Maybe you need to renegotiate something with a business partner, or maybe you need to have a tough conversation with someone before you leave. But here's a blessing as well. Venus, your ruler, Taurus, is joining Jupiter during this moon. This is a cosmic support at its finest, and this is like the universe saying, even if the career landscape feels shaky, there is abundance coming. It could look like a financial opportunities that feels like a gift, or a creative or professional collaboration that brings joy. A reminder that your work isn't just about stability, it's also about bringing up pleasure or expansion as well. So, the key insights for here would be this full moon is here to redefine your career and your definition of success. Yes, there might be surprises, a sudden pivot, or a revelation that how you earn or how you are valued in a community. But these changes aren't random, they are craving a path towards a career that actually reflects who you are now and not who used to be. Uh, Trust that the shifts in income, reputation, and your relationships tied to a work are all about you claiming your next chapter. Okay, that's it for Taurus Rising. And if you liked it, uh, please like, subscribe, and share. And let me know in the comments about your experiences. Uh, I will see you in the next one. Hi, Gemini Rising. Hope you're doing well. Now, let's dive in for you. Gemini, this full moon is lighting up your ninth house, the zone of travel, higher learning, beliefs, and your worldviews. This isn't just a fleeting moment of curiosity, it's a cosmic nudge, no more like it's like towards expansion, right? The ninth house is all about the big picture. It's not your daily routine, it's your horizon. And when a full moon lands here, it often brings an event, a realization, or even an invitation that blows up your worldwide open. Let's imagine of some scenarios that could play out, and you can relate to all of them, but the one scenario would relate completely to you. Scenario one: you have been thinking about going back to school, taking a course, or getting certified in something. Maybe it's been a quiet one day thought. Suddenly, this full moon jots you down that idea to life. You find the exact program you need, or enrollment deadline pops up, and you have to decide, are you staying in your comfort zone or are you stretching a bit? Yep, that's the one scenario. And the second scenario could be that travel themes could surface, and not just vacation travel. This is soul shifting travel. Maybe you get an unexpected opportunity to visit a place that challenges your worldview, or someone from far away enters your life, bringing new ideas, perspectives, even a new love story as well. Love story, yeah, you heard it right. Now, the third scenario: this moon could also crack open some belief systems. You might read something, have a conversation, or see something online that completely changes how you view a topic you thought you had figured out, or suddenly your mind feels bigger and maybe a little shaken up. No, here is where it gets even more personal. Uranus, the ruler of this full moon, is sitting in your first house, your identity, your body, your whole sense of self. This means this expansion isn't just about what you learn or where you go, it's about who you become. You might wake up one morning and think, I don't identify with the old version of me anymore. You might shed labels you are carried for years, and student, teachers, traveler, skeptic, and step into something brand new. For some Geminis, this could mean reinventing your personal style or your public identity to align with this bigger, freer version of yourself. Mercury opposite Pluto is there as well, so it adds depth to all of this. And Mercury is your ruler, so you will feel this aspect strongly. It suggests truths surfacing around education, spirituality, or even legal matters. Another ninth house theme it is there. Maybe you find out something about a university, a teacher, or course that changes your plan. Also, you dive deeper into deep conversations about beliefs, religions, politics, personal philosophies, and what you uncover shakes something inside you. Mars opposite Saturn is also there. It is another big influence here. Mars is sitting in your 12th house. It's the house of rest, retreat, and subconscious. While Saturn is in your 6th house of work and routines, this can feel like a tug of war. This tug of war can be a part of you feels restless, like you need to act now. Another part feels blocked at the same time, maybe some obligations, work schedules, or health matters. It's like you are being called to leap into the big picture of ninth house, but your day to day realities are tugging you back. The key here is the balance, the expansion with grounding. You can stretch into a bigger version of yourself, but you will have to adjust your routines to make it sustainable. And here's this cosmic shift. Means like I would say cosmic gift. Venus conjunct Jupiter during this moon. This is sweet. This like the universe whispering. Even if you are unsure where you are going, there is beauty in the journey. You might meet someone, a mentor, a guide, a fellow traveler who helps you see the next step. You might stumble into joy unexpectedly, a book, a class, a conversation that fills you with hope. You might feel a renewed sense of faith in the world, in your path, in yourself. Now, Key insights for you, Gemini. This full moon is about expanding your mind, your world, and your identity. The shifts may be sudden, the invitation unexpected, but they are here to help you evolve. Don't cling to the old labels or beliefs just because this feels same or you feel safe. Come out of your comfort zone. This moon is asking you to become someone bigger, someone freer, and you don't need anybody. That's a journey you will not want to miss on. Yep, that's it for Gemini Rising. Hope you liked it. Please like, subscribe, and share, and comment your experiences because I learned from them a lot. And I will see you in the next one. Hi, Cancer. Let's dive in for you now. Hope you're doing well. Cancer, for you. This full moon is one of the most transformative of the year because it's happening in your eighth house. The eighth house here isn't surface level, it's deep water. And when a full moon lights it up, you just not swim across the surface, you dive right in. This is the part of the chart that rules shared resources, intimacy, debts, inheritances, and the shadow work we would rather avoid. It's about the things we merge with emotionally, financially, and even spiritually. The process of transformation that follows up. This isn't a light and breezy moon for you, Cancer. This is a emotional detox, and like any detox, it can feel intense while it's happening, but end result is clarity and freedom. So don't worry. Um, Now, what might be scenarios for you? I will list some of the scenarios. You will relate with all of them, but one will hit onto you. Okay, scenario one: a conversation about shared finances come up. Maybe you and your partner rework how you split bills. Debt is suddenly paid off, or you receive news about an inheritance or a tax matter. It could be a relief, or it might feel uncomfortable, but it brings something hidden into the light. So yeah, it will unfold naturally. Um, Now, I will share the next scenario. For others, this might be deeply emotional transformation. The eighth house is where we keep our old fears, wounds, and attachments. This full moon might show you a pattern you have been carrying. Maybe you have been overgiving in relationships or holding on to someone else's pain, and suddenly you see it clearly. And once you see it, you can't unsee it, I would say, and you just take the steps onto it. Just leave it for the nature to unfold it. Now, the scenario three can be around intimacy themes, which would come up, and not just romance, but true vulnerability. This might be a moment where you finally open up to someone about something you have been holding out for years, and someone shares something with you, and your connection deepens or shifts entirely. Now, here's a twist that makes things even interesting. Uranus, the ruler of the full moon, is in your 12th house. The 12th house is the unseen realm of dreams, intuition, the subconscious, the things we don't always have in words for. This means some of the breakthroughs or revelations, behind the scene conversations you have might not come from a conversation, or they might come from a dream. Okay, that's a dream. From a gut feeling, I would say, from a quiet moment alone with yourself. You might wake up from a dream and suddenly know about what to do. You might have an intuitive flash that helps you release on old fear, or might be some downloads from the universe. You might feel guided almost spiritually, I would say, to cut the ties with something that is draining your energy. So, this is a powerful moon for spiritual cleansing. And we can't forget the Mercury opposite Pluto aspect here. Mercury is about communication, Pluto is about deep transformation. For you, this could mean an important, even uncomfortable conversation about money, about boundaries you set with others, about something for long you have been avoided. Okay. Maybe someone tells you a truth you weren't expecting. Maybe you finally tell your truth. And so it feels raw. It also feels freeing up you. Uh, at the same time, Mars opposite Saturn is also in the mix. Mars is in your 11th house of friends and networks, and Saturn is in your 5th house of joy, romance, and creativity. This could feel like tension between what you want to do socially and what you need to do emotionally. Maybe you want to say yes to every invite, but your heart is saying stay home, rest, process, and you want to spend time with yourself. Also, there is friction between your friends and your romantic life. This isn't here to frustrate you, it's here to help you set healthier boundaries with all of them, or I would say your social circle. And here's our cosmic blessing: Venus conjunct Jupiter. This alignment is soft hand on your shoulder in the midst of this deep transformation. Someone could step up in to support you financially or emotionally. You might find a moment of unexpected joy, like a friend showing up at just the right time, or a small gesture that reminds you are not alone. You might even discover that this deep work you are doing releases your debts, fears, or attachments, open up space for real abundance to flow in. So, key insights for you, Cancer. This full moon is about asking you to let go of what's heavy, old fear, old debts, old emotional baggage. It's time to free up. You might cry, you might purge, you might feel like you are unraveling a bit, but trust me, Cancer, this is a clearing space. But on the other side of this, you are lighter now. You are freeing yourself. You are more you, I would say you. Yep. And don't ignore your intuition this week. Intuition, yeah, you have a strong intuition. You yourself know that. And I would say hear it right and louder than your conversation you will have. Listen to your dreams. Pay attention to those whispers. They might just be the map that guides you through this transformation. Okay. Yep. That's it for Cancer Rising. And I hope you liked it. Share it in comments and I will learn from your experiences, how you are going through now. Yep. I will see you in the next one. Now, let's dive in for Leos. Hope you are doing well. Leo, this full moon is one of the most pivotal moments of the year for you. This is happening directly across from you in your seventh house of relationships, and this isn't just about romance. To many of you, romance will feel center stage. The seventh house is anyone you are in one-to-one bond with, romantic partners, close friendships, business collaborators, clients, even that person you see every week at the cafe and ending up talking uh, life with. When the full moon lights up your seventh house, it's all about bringing clarity. And with Aquarius energy, that clarity doesn't always come softly. This is an illumination that jots you awake. So, what does that look like? It could be a milestone like an engagement, a proposal, or a commitment being made officially. Maybe you and a partner decide to move in together, merge finances, or take the next big step. But for others, it might be the opposite: a realization that a relationship, romantic, platonic, or professional, isn't working the way it used to be. And that realization could feel sudden, even shocking, I would say. Here's the thing about full moons: they are the mirrors. They reflect truths back at you. And in your case, Leo, this full moon is holding up a mirror to the people in your life who are in partnerships, Do you give, or do you hold back? Do you try to shine so brightly that you forget to leave room for someone else to shine too? This moon will show you with startling clarity the answers to those questions. And remember, this isn't just any Aquarius full moon, it's ruled by Uranus, the planet of shocks, surprises, and liberation. And where is Uranus for you right now? It's in the 10th house of career, public reputation, and big life goals. That means this full moon is not just about your relationships, it's about how your relationships connect to your career and public life. Picture this like you have been climbing a career ladder for years. Suddenly, you get offered a new role, one that requires a move or change in your schedule, or a total shift in lifestyle. How does your partner respond? Does this opportunity brings you closer, or does it strain things up? And maybe your relationship itself is what prompts a career change. You realize the job you have been is no longer fits the version of you that's evolving in partnership. This moon could bring professional revelations that ripple into personal life things, or personal life revelations that ripple into professional ones. And because this Uranus energy is always a shake up, don't be surprised if there is a sudden liberating movement, the kind that changes the entire way of how you see relationships. Okay, we have to talk about Mercury opposite Pluto here too. Mercury is in your first house, your identity, your voice, your self expression. Pluto is hitting your seventh house, again, your partnerships. When Mercury and Pluto oppose each other, truths come out. Maybe you're finally say something you have been holding on for months. Maybe someone says something to you that changes how you see them, and you can't go back to pretending you don't know it. This could be a rough, vulnerable, but ultimately transformative conversations. And there is another layer too of Mars opposite Saturn. Mars is in your 10th house, career, public life, ambition, and Saturn is in your fourth house of home, family, and foundations. You might feel this tension like a tug of war between your career and your home life. Also, your ambitions and your responsibilities about towards your family. For some Leos, this could mean feeling like you are being asked to choose. Do I chase this big goal, or do I stay anchored where I am? Or I could feel frustrating at first, but frustration has a purpose because Mars wants to be fast. Saturn says, wait, slow down, build it right, and build your foundation. This is a long term game, right? This might slow you down just enough to make a thoughtful decision instead of reckless one. Now, here's the softer blessing: Venus conjunct Jupiter. This alignment is happening in your ninth house, the travel, learning, belief systems, and expansion. This is like a lucky cosmos gift. Even with all these shakeups, there's a sweetness here. Maybe you and your partner decide to take a trip that brings joy back into the relationship. You meet someone, romantic or otherwise, like through travel, higher education, or shared spiritual path. Or you find yourself connecting with someone who expands your worldview, who makes you believe in a bigger, brighter possibilities again. So, the takeaway here for your Leo rising, this full moon is reshaping your relationships, and by extension, it's reshaping you. Some bonds will deepen, some may shift, some may end. But every change, every revelation, every sudden jot is leading you towards relationships that match the person you are becoming, because Leos, you are stepping into a new version of yourself. The full moon is asking you, who do you want to stand next to you as you do? not out of obligation, not out of fear, but because the connection is true, freeing up and be real. This is not about clinging to what was. It's about stepping into what will be for long term and inviting only those who can meet you there. Now, let's move on to Virgo rising. Hi, Virgo. Hope you are doing well. Virgo, this moon is asking you to take a long, honest look at your daily life. It's happening in your sixth house, the house of work, health, routines, habits, and how you show up in everyday life. Now, I know that might sound less glamorous than uh, like love and destiny and soulmate energy, but don't underestimate the power of sixth house. The sixth house is where the big changes actually start. It's the foundation of everything else. Your career, your relationship, your dreams, they are all built on your daily rhythm. This full moon is a cosmic spotlight on that rhythm. Ask yourself right now, how do your days really feel? Do you wake up already tired? Do you feel like you are giving to work but not seeing any result? Or maybe you are running on autopilot, doing things out of habit, not intention. This moon is here to shake that up. Here's what you could look for. Your work schedule might suddenly change. A project wraps up, a client leaves, or your boss announces a reorganization that shifts your role. Um, Health realization might come up to light. Maybe you get lab results that push you to finally commit to better habits, or you simply have a moment of crystal clarity that I can't keep living this way. Something has to change, and that is because of your sixth house. Sixth house is also the cause of service. You might be asking yourself, am I working in a way that drains me or in a way that sustains me? Now, here's the wild card, Uranus. This moon is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is in your 10th house of career, reputation, and long term life path. That means the changes to your daily routines aren't random, they are directly connecting to your bigger arc of life. Picture this, you have been working late nights for months, suddenly you offered a role that changes everything, but it forces you to shift how you spend your days. Or you have been quietly dreaming of a career shift or something. Out of nowhere an opportunity shows up, but to take it you have to let go of the structure you have been clinging to. For some Virgos, this could even look like your body saying enough. Maybe you are being ignoring rest, ignoring balance, and now your body demands change. So Uranus Gemini often arrives as a jolt, but always pointing you towards liberation. If a routine cracks, it's because it wasn't truly serving you anymore. Okay. Let's talk about Mercury and Pluto. Mercury is your ruling planet, so whenever Mercury is active, you feel it more than most. Mercury is opposite Pluto here, lighting up your 12th house, the subconscious, your inner world, your hidden patterns, and your sixth house, which is your routines. As I said, this is powerful because it suggests that lot of what's shifting in your daily schedule actually began deep below the surface. Maybe you have been holding on to old stories about your work or service, like I have to work myself to prove my worth at the workplace. If I rest, I will be falling behind. This moon can bring a moment of reckoning, a conversation, a realization, or even a dream could crack those old beliefs open. You might find yourself saying, wait, why am I living like this? Whose expectations am I carrying? Now, Mars and Saturn. This is one of the heavier aspects around this full moon, and you will feel it the most. Mars is in your ninth house, the house of expansion, travel, learning, and pushing your limits. Saturn is in your third house, the house of your mindset, your daily communications, your immediate environment. This can feel like a push-pull situation. Part of you wants to leap into something big, a course, a trip, a new worldview. But Saturn says, hold on, you need to think this through, slow down, structure it, build the foundation. For some Virgos, this could feel like frustration, like you are ready for a leap, but life keeps showing up you down, okay? But this tension is actually helping you. Mars wants speed, Saturn demands deliberate movement. If you do make a leap now, it will not be reckless, it will be grounded. And then we have Venus conjunct Jupiter, the sweetest aspect in the mix. Venus and Jupiter meet in your eighth house, and that is the house of shared resources, intimacy, and deep transformation. This is a blessing. It might look like a financial boost to someone else, like partner, a loan approval, or unexpected support, a deeper sense of closeness in an important relationship, or even just a moment of joy and connection that reminds you not all changes hard, some changes are beautiful. So, Virgo, what's the big message for you? This full moon is cracking open your everyday life, your habits, your routines, the way you care for your body and manage your work. It's all under review. Some things might end, a job routine might shift, a healthy habit might be replaced, but every shift is a clearing because this moon isn't saying do more, it's saying do better, do differently, do in a way that frees you up. Ask yourself, what what is weighing you down in your daily life? What routines keep me small instead of supporting the bigger future? Be flexible because here's the truth, Virgo. The future you are building is your career, it is in your relationships, it is in your connections, it is in your dreams, which can't be built on a burnout. This full moon is your chance to clear the clutter, reset the foundations, and start living every day like it actually belongs to you. Okay, that's it for Virgo Rising, and hope you liked it. Please comment, like it, subscribe it, and I will see you in the next one. Now, let's dive in for Libra rising. Libra, this full moon is lighting up your fifth house. And let me tell you, this is one of the most vibrant, heart centered areas of the chart. The fifth house is where joy lives. It's a house of romance, creativity, play, children, and self expression. And when a full moon lands here, it's like the universe is turning the lights on in that room of your life and asking, are you living with enough joy? Are you giving yourself permission to create, to love, to express, to feel fully alive? Here's the thing about this full moon, it's not subtle. It's ruled by Uranus, the planet of sudden awakenings and disruptions. This means that if there is an area of your life where you have been holding on back or your spark, this moon might just rip the dam open. What could this look like for your Libra? Romantic revelations? Maybe someone suddenly confess their feelings, or you realize your feelings for someone have shifted a bit. Another thing can be creative breakthroughs or project you have been toying with. Could be someone like suddenly come alive, or you could wake up with an idea that changes your entire artistic direction. Another thing can be news around the children. For some Libras, this moon could bring pregnancy announcements, conversations about parenting, or decisions about the weather to bring children to your life. Yeah. So let's go deeper into what this really means for you. The fifth house is sometimes called the house of the inner child. It's where we play, where we explore, where we do things simply because they lights up something, not because they are practical or strategic. But Libra, if we are being honest, you haven't had much space for that lately. Saturn has been hanging around your sixth house, work, routines, obligations, and that's been heavy. And now this full moon is saying you have been doing the responsible thing, the structured thing, but what's about the joyful thing? When when is the last time you truly felt free? Here comes Uranus. This moon is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is currently in your eighth house, the house of shared resources, intimacy, and transformation. This is a powerful combination. It suggests that the shifts happening in your love life, your creative life, your sense of joy, they are tied to something deeper. Maybe you have been holding on to old emotional baggage that's been blocking your self expression. Maybe money dynamics or shared resources with a partner have been influencing your ability to create or play freely. This moon could bring a moment of clarity, even if it comes through a jolt. Maybe your romantic dynamic suddenly shifts, or while it's feel like shocking at first, it opens up you to authentic connection, more authentic connection. Maybe you receive unexpected financial support that frees you to pursue a creative project, or simply wake up and realize you don't need permission to start living more fully, right? Let's layer the aspects because this moon has a lot going on. Mercury opposite Pluto is one of the biggest under radar thing. Mercury is about communication, ideas, and what we say about out loud. Pluto is about transformation and digging deep. Even the obsessions are there as well. This opposition lights up your 11th house of community and friendship and your 5th house of self expression and joy. What does it mean to you? It means that conversations you are having with friends, networks, or communities right now could trigger massive creative or romantic shifts. Maybe you tell a friend about a creative idea and they open a door you didn't know existed, and maybe someone in your circle says something that changes how you see your love life. Or this is big. Maybe you realize some friendships have been suppressing your creative voice. This full moon could make you brave enough to speak up or even step back so your own light can shine. Now, Mars opposite Saturn is also there. This is the tension you might be feeling. Mars is in your eighth house, all about intimacy, shared resources, deep transformation. And Saturn is in your sixth house, work, routines, health, obligations. This can feel like wanted to deep dive into romance or creativity, but feeling like work or obligations are holding you back, craving deeper intimacy, but bumping into fears or routines that feel like walls. It might feel frustrating, like you hitting the brakes when you just want to accelerate, but this tension is shaping you. Mars want to leap, Saturn wants you to build the bridge first, build the foundation. It's not here to stop you, it's here to make sure what you leap into can actually last. And then the sweetness, the Venus conjunct Jupiter. Venus is your ruling planet, Libra. So whenever Venus speaks, it's personal for you. And here, Venus meeting Jupiter in your seventh house of relationships, partnerships, and one-to-one bonds. This is a beautiful, rare blessing. It might look like a relationship deepening. Maybe you and a partner have a breakthrough moment of closeness or a fated connection coming in, a romantic or even a new creative collaborator, or simply a reminder that even in the times of change, love and support surrounds you. So, Libra, what is the big takeaway here? This full moon is turning up the volume on your joy. If you have been putting love on hold, you have been shelving creative dreams for later, you have been living in grayscale instead of color. This moon is your wake up call. things might shift suddenly. A romance might spark, a creative project might burst to life, or an old love might fade away. So, but even shift is designed to bring your heart closer. Ask yourselves, what makes you feel most alive? Where have I been dimming my own joy to be responsible or balanced? Or it can place out, what am I ready to create? Okay. Even if it scares me, because Libra, you thrive when you are in beauty, in art, in love, or in joy. This full moon is saying it's a time to stop waiting for perfect moment. The moment is now. Start now. Yep, that's it for Libra Rising. Hope you liked it, and share your experiences in the comment section, and subscribe, please. And I will see you in the next one. Now let's dive in for Scorpio Rising. Hi Scorpios. Hope you are doing well. Scorpio, this full moon is going to straight to the root of your chart, your fourth house. The fourth house is one of the most personal, sensitive places in astrology. It's the foundation of your chart, the base of the tree, the soil your means that the soil your whole life grows from. It governs home, family, roots, ancestry, emotional security. And when a full moon lands here, it's like the universe is standing at your front door, knocking, saying, is your foundation strong enough to hold who you are becoming? This isn't a service level lunation for you. This moon doesn't just rearrange furniture, it shakes the entire house because it's ruled by Uranus, the planet of shocks, liberation, and change. There's potential for sudden unexpected shifts around home and family. What might this look like? A home shift? Maybe you decide to move, maybe something changes in your living situation suddenly, a lease ends, a roommate leaves, or an opportunity for a new space arrives out of nowhere. So, another aspect can be family dynamics evolving, old stories with the parents and sisters, or chosen family could surface, um, and not just to haunt you, they come up to be cleared up. And also, emotional revelations, you could have a moment where you see exactly what is being weighing on your heart, and you finally feel ready to release it. Let's dig deeper. Um, Because Scorpio, this one hits you on soul level. You are a sign of depth, of intensity, of transformation. You already live in the undercurrents. Most people are scared to touch. This moon is saying, even you, Scorpio, even you need to soften the grip on the past. The fourth house isn't just about the bricks and of your house, it's about the emotional blueprint you inherited from your childhood. The beliefs you absorbed from your parents, the way you taught to feel safe, or this full moon could bring those old patterns up this like uh, ghosts maybe, not to spook you, but to set you free. And I'm saying about ghosts is like downloads from the universe that you will be getting that will be guiding you. And then there is Uranus, right across from this moon, sitting in your seventh house of partnerships. This is huge because it tells me that the changes happening in your home and family life are directly tied to your relationships. Maybe you are moving in with someone, maybe your relationship shift or breakup or deepening a new commitment as well triggers a change in your living situation, and maybe your partner's life takes a turn that ripples into your home life as well. Uranus brings the unexpected but also the liberating. What feels like a chaos at first may actually be shake-up that clears the way for a new kind of emotional security. Let's weave in the aspects because this moon is full of them. Mercury opposite Pluto is one of the strongest. Mercury, the planet of communication, is in your 10th house of career and public life, and Pluto, the planet of deep transformation, and your modern ruler is in your fourth house of home and roots. This is a classic as above, so below movement. What's happening in your career might be impacting your home life or vice versa. Maybe a career opportunity forces you to rethink where you live, or maybe you have a conversation with your partner that digs something buried, changes how you see your path forward in your career. So, Pluto doesn't skim the surface, it digs. And this moon could dig up a truth you have been avoiding about home, family, or even your own needs for safety and belonging. Also, Mars opposite Saturn adds another layer of tension here. Mars, your traditional ruler, is currently in your seventh house of partnerships. Saturn is in your fifth house of joy, romance, and creativity. This can feel like a push pull situation. You want to act quickly or something in a relationship, but Saturn slows you down, making you question whether you are building on solid foundation. You might crave freedom, intimacy, and connection, but obligations or fears are pulling at you, um, making you pause. This isn't to frustrate you; it's to make you sure that whatever you commit to, whether it's home, a partnership, or creative path, is strong enough to last. And then there is the blessing of Venus conjunct Jupiter. Venus, planet of love, harmony, and beauty, and Jupiter, planet of growth and abundance, are meeting in your sixth house, the house of daily life, routines, and wellness. This is a sweet, supportive influence, a reminder that even in the midst of heavy emotional work, there is joy in small things. A new daily ritual might bring peace. It can be yoga or even rearranging your space to look better, or a colleague might bring your comfort when everything else feels stuck. You might even find the decluttering your literal home helps declutter your emotional space at the same time. So, Scorpio, what's the takeaway? This full moon is asking you, where is your true home? Not just the walls around you, but the feeling of home, the emotional roots that either holds you steady or holds you back. Some of you might literally move, or some of you might reconfigure relationships, or some of you might simply let go of a memory, a belief, or old emotional weight and feel freer than you have in years before. So, yep, that's it for Scorpio Rising. Hope you liked it. Please let me know in the comments what you are experiencing. Yep, that's it. I will see you in the next one. Now, let's dive in for Sagittarius Rising. Hi, Sagittarius. Hope you are doing well. This full moon is lighting up your third house. Now, the third house might not sound as dramatic as some other areas of the chart. It's not about deep soul rebirth like the eighth or the massive career movements like 10th. But do not underestimate it because the third house is where your mind, your words, your connections live. It's your voice. It's your daily conversations. It's the neighborhood you walk through, the emails you send, the things you write down in the margins of your notebook that later turn to bigger ideas. Um, when a full moon hits here, it's like the universe grabs your megaphone. It's asking, are you saying what you really need to say? Are you listening to the messages that are coming up your way? Or are you are your daily connections feeding your growth or draining it? So, what might this look like in your world? A conversation that changes everything. Maybe you finally say something you have been holding back. Maybe someone finally says something to you and you can't unhear it. Also a communication project coming to fruition that can be blog, podcast, newsletter, or something media related. you have been working on. This moon could be a launch, the reveal, or moment it takes off. Also, at the same time, a shift is in your local world. You could reconnect with the siblings or cousins. You could make a short trip that ends up feeling unexpectedly significant. You might even meet someone in your neighborhood who alters your path. Because this isn't just about words, it's about the energy behind them. The full moon is ruled by Uranus in your sixth house of daily routines, work, and wellness. This means your day to day rhythm is tied to these mental and communicative shifts. Maybe you change your work and suddenly you have more time for writing, talking, and creating. Or it can place out a habit, something as simple as morning routines, shifts, and suddenly your mind feels clearer now. Um, or maybe you realize I can't keep filling my brain with noise and expect clarity. So you set boundaries with your phone, your inbox, your energy, basically with other people. Let's layer in the aspects because for you they matter a lot. Mercury, or was it Pluto, is powerful here. Mercury, the planet of communication, is in your ninth house of beliefs, travel, and higher learnings. Pluto, a planet of transformation, is in your third house of words, siblings, and local ties. This creates a dialogue between what you know and what you are learning. Maybe you uncover information that shifts your worldview, or a conversation with teacher, mentor, or even a stranger opens a door in your mind you didn't know existed. Also, you find yourself asking, do my words match with deeper beliefs, or am I just repeating old scripts? Pluto doesn't let you stay superficial. If you say something now, it has a weight and it has a consequence as well. Now, Mars opposite Saturn adds tension. Mars is in your seventh house of partnerships, Saturn is in your third house, right? Where this moon is. This could feel like you want to act quickly in a relationship conversation, but Saturn slows it down. Um, you want to launch a collaboration, but you need to have the hard talks first. Saturn says, think before you speak, choose your words carefully, build the bridge, don't burn it. This could be frustrating, but it's also a protection because the words you speak now have the power to define relationships for years to come. And here's your blessing: Venus conjunct Jupiter. This is a sweet, abundant energy landing in your fifth house of joy, creativity, and romance. This tells me that even as you are having big conversations and shifting your mental landscape, there's a room for delight. You could find inspiration for a creative project in the middle of all this. Um, a flirty conversation might blossom into something more, or you might just have a moment where you think life feels heavy right now, but this is like a laugh, the spark which makes it worth. So, Sagittarius, what's the takeaway? This full moon is like a bell ring in your mind. It asks you to speak truth, say the thing you have been circling around. Clear the noise. Not every voice is your in your ears deserves to stay there. Open the channel, write, talk, share, teach. So, for some of you, this could look like an important conversation with a sibling or relative. For others, it could be a neighborhood or daily commute or even Instagram captions, the words you scatter out in the world. Because here's the thing, your words are arrows. This moon is asking, where are you aiming them? Okay. Yeah, that's it for Sagittarius. Hope you liked it. Please let me know in the comments and like the video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next one. Now, let's dive in for Capricorn rising. Hope you are doing well, Capricorn. This full moon is all about your second house. Now, the second house might sound practical. It's a house of money, possessions, and values. But when a full moon lands here, it's not just about a budget spreadsheet or whether you are treating yourself to a new bag. This is about the core of your security. It's about the voice inside that whispers, am I safe? Am I stable? Am I worthy? Because here's the thing, the second house isn't just money, it's about relationship to the money. Your sense of self worth, your connection to what you truly value. And under the Aquarius full moon, all of that is coming to the surface. This isn't a subtle nudge, this is a cosmic spotlight saying, what do you own? What do you own? And most importantly, what do you believe you are deserving? Okay. What might this look like in real life? A financial breakthrough. You might get a raise, sign a new contract, or finally pay off a debt that's been hanging over you. Or it can be a financial shakeup, maybe an income source changes suddenly, unexpectedly, and you have to adjust. A value check. You might realize you have been chasing money in a way that no longer feels aligned and you are ready to pivot it. For some Capricorns, this could be the moment you ask, what am I really working for? But you are ruled by Saturn, the planet of structure and responsibility. You know how to work hard. But this moon is asking, is that work building the life you actually want or just peddling someone else's empire? Uh, Here's where Uranus steps in, and this is a huge Uranus, the ruler of this full moon, is in your fifth house of joy, creativity, and self expression. This is not an area Capricorn usually prioritizes. First, you tend to think about duty before delight, but Uranus in your fifth is shaking up your idea of what's worth it. Maybe you realize your money needs to flow towards what actually lights you up, not just what makes sense. Maybe you decide to invest in a passionate project or monetize a creative talent you have been hiding, or you simply realize your definition of security has been too narrow and you are ready to open it up. This is that moment where a Capricorn might say, wait a second, maybe the point isn't just to build, maybe it's to build something I actually enjoy. Now, let's layer in the aspects because for you, they are deeply tied to your finances and self worth. Mercury opposite Pluto is key here. Mercury is your eighth house and shared resources, money, debts, taxes, inheritances, intimacy. And Pluto is in your second house, your personal money and resources. This is an axis of mine and yours. This could mean a conversation, shared finances, maybe with a partner, a business collaborator, or even an institution like a bank comes to a head. You might uncover hidden information about money, maybe a fee you didn't know you are paying, or unforgotten investment suddenly becomes relevant to you. You might have to ask, am I holding on to money out of fear, or am I ready to transform how I earn and share it? Pluto here is intense. It wants you to face your money stories, and for Capricorn risings, that can mean digging into generations of beliefs about work and worth. Mars opposite Saturn adds another layer of tension. Mars is in your sixth house of daily work and health. Saturn, your ruler, is in your second house, sitting right with this moon. This is classic push pull energy. Mars says, move fast, hustle, get it done. Saturn says, slow down, build it properly, take responsibility, build the foundation. This might feel like frustrating. You want to earn more now, but you are being forced to build the foundation first. You want to make a change in your work, but there is a delay, a requirement, a hoop to jump through. It's not a no, it's a not yet thing. Saturn wants you to take the long view, and Capricorns, deep down, you are built for that, right? Uh, then there's Venus conjunct Jupiter, your gift for the cosmos. Venus, love, beauty, money, joins Jupiter, expansion, abundance, in your fourth house of home, roots, and emotional security. Now, this is gorgeous. It tells me that even as you are dealing with money shakeups and self worth questions, there's a sweetness of the foundation. Maybe you make a purchase for your home that feels like a true investment. Maybe your family member supports you financially or emotionally, or it can be simply have a moment where you feel this is what security actually feels like. Okay, so, Capricorn, what is the message for this moon for you? This is a reckoning with worth. Not just what you earn, but what you believe you are worthy of. Because the truth is, you can work yourself to the bone, but if deep down you don't believe you deserve abundance, you will never feel safe. Okay? The full moon is saying rewrite that, claim your value, and build not just wealth, but wealth that feels aligned to you. Yep, that's it for Capricorn Rising, and hope you liked it. Please let me know your experiences and what you're going through in the comments. I learned from them a lot. Do subscribe for future videos, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, Aquarius Rising. Hope you're doing well. Now, Aquarius, this is your full moon. So, yes, it's happening in your first house, your house of identity, body, and self expression. And when a full moon lands here, it's like standing in front of a mirror under the brightest light possible. There's no hiding, no editing, no filters. This is the moon where you might suddenly see yourself clearly, maybe for the first time in a long time. And that can be beautiful, right? It can also be a little uncomfortable because this is a moon that says, this version of you, it's done. This mask, let it peel off. Um, Take it off. This is who you are now, and own it. Okay. What might this actually look like for you? You might change your look, a haircut, a new style, a wardrobe clear out, something shifts how you present yourself. You might feel a personal rebirth or old identities fall away, the way you have been labeling yourself no longer fits. You might have an emotional breakthrough, a sudden clarity about who you are and who you are becoming. This isn't subtle, Aquarius. Okay, this is you saying, this is who I am now. Um, I want to be seen, the future version of me I have been dreaming of, and I'm ready to step into it. Now, and here is the plot twist. Uranus, your ruler, is driving this transformation. Uranus is sitting in your fourth house of home, family, and roots. So, this tells me that your identity shift is deeply tied to your foundation. Maybe you are moving, and the move sparks a reinvention, and maybe your relationship with family changes and it frees you up to express yourself differently, and you decide to redefine what home even means to you, and in going doing so you redefine you yourself. It's like you are renovating your life from the ground up, and the new version of you can only emerge once the old structures shift. Let's add the layers, because this full moon is more than just identity. Globe vibes. Mercury opposite Pluto is the key here. Mercury is in your seventh house of partnerships, and Pluto is in your first house. Again, you. This creates a mirror movement. Partnerships reflect back truths about you, maybe a partner, romantic business, or a close friend, saying something that hits you in your soul, uh, or you realize you have been projecting an old version of yourself into a relationship, and it's time to update that story. Uh, you can uncover something about how you show up for others and how you want to shift that dynamic. You want to change that thing, how you present yourself in the world. This aspect says you can't pretend anymore. You can't perform anymore. This is the real you, and it's a time for everyone, including you, how they perceive you. Okay. Now, Mars is in your fifth house, joy, creativity, romance, and Saturn is in your first house, again, you. This is classic identity tension. Uh, Mars says, express yourself, play. Why not you create something? And Saturn says, but hold on, is this sustainable? You are responsible for that, the foundation you are building now. So it might feel like you want to throw yourself into something creative or romantic, but there is a voice of caution. Um, you have to be cautious. Maybe even a real world limitation slowing you down. This isn't to stop you, it's to help you channel that energy wisely because Aquarius, you are not just reinventing yourself in a flash, you're building a version of you that lasts, I would say, a long term vision. Okay. The long term thing will sustain. And then there is Venus conjunct Jupiter, the sweetness, the blessing. Venus, the love, beauty, and abundance, joins Jupiter, the expansion, and your luck in your third house. So, communication, ideas, and connection. This is your cosmic green light. Your words right now have the power. What you say about yourself becomes real. A conversation could feel fated, like it opens the doors into the new version of you. You might reconnect with someone, a sibling, a friend, a neighbor, and it somehow affirms this identity shift you are going through. It's like the universe is saying, you are changing. Yes, we are going to sprinkle some magic into the process. So, Aquarius, what's the takeaway here? This full moon is not a tweak. This is not new nail colored energy. This is an identity rebirth, the kind of shift where you look back months from now and think, that was the moment everything changed. That was the moment I stopped pretending. That was the moment I became who I really am. Okay, that's it for Aquarius Rising. Hope you liked it, and I want to let you know, guys, how you are going through it. Let me know in the comments, and please like, subscribe, and share. It helps me with the algorithm to reach a wider audience. Yep, thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Hi Pisces rising, hope you are doing well. Now, Pisces, this full moon is happening in your 12th house. And, and you know what that means. This is not the kind of full moon that screams and shouts. It's not the moon of loud breakthroughs. Um, this is the moon of whispers, of dreams, of deep, quite soul level shifts that most people won't even see, but you will feel them. The 12th house is the house of rest, the subconscious, healing, endings before new beginnings. So, when a full moon lights up this house, it's like the curtain between your conscious mind and your unconscious mind becomes thinner. Dreams get louder, intuition hits like lightning, the universe talks, but in symbols and in signs. This is a moon where you wake up at 3 a.m. from a dream that feels like it was sent to you. This is a moon where you notice a repeating sign, a number, a song, or a word, and suddenly you just know it's a message. Okay. So, what might think this actually look like for you? You might feel extra sensitive, like you can feel every emotion, every mood, every situation. You might crave solitude, not because you are sad, but because your soul needs stillness to process what's coming up. So you might feel sleepier at the same time or have strange vivid dreams like your subconscious is working every time. And here's the big one. This moon could bring a major release. The 12th house is the last house of the zodiac, so it's where we let go. So for you, Pisces, this might be I finally ready to release this old story, this old wound, or just shedding your skin like the old identity. I am done carrying other people's pain. It's time to put it down. Write it down, note it down on a diary. This isn't loud, quite like quit a job movement. Uh, so for some, It might be it's more subtle, more sacred, and it's keen of release that feels like a spiritual exhale. So you would be spiritually inclined as well. Now, Uranus is in your third house, and this is where the twist comes in because while the 12th house is quiet, Uranus is not. Uranus is a planet of shocks, surprises, and sudden insights, and it's sitting in your house of communication, conversations, and ideas. It tells me something important. Even though this is a deeply internal full moon for you, something external might spark this shift. Um, like maybe you have a conversation that awakens you up. Maybe you read something, hear something, or watch something like it feels like a message meant just for you, and you write it down in a journal, and truth trembles out into page that you didn't even know you were holding on to you. This is the magic of Uranus in third house. That feels like lightning. It's almost like the universe whispers a secret into your ear, and you suddenly see a path you couldn't see before. And now let's add the full moon aspects that make this even more powerful. The Mercury opposite Pluto. Mercury is in your sixth house, work, health, daily routines, and Pluto is in your 12th house, it's your subconscious again. This is deep. This aspect is like shining a flashlight into the corners of your mind and finding something you would tucked away. Maybe you realize that a habit that's been draining you and you decide to change it, or discover a truth about the way you have been working, living, or treating yourself, and you can't ignore it anymore, right? Um, you speak a truth out loud for the first time, and in doing so, you release its power over you. This aspect is an invitation to purge, to clear out mental, emotional, even spiritual clutter that's been keeping you heavy. So, also at the same time, Mars opposite Saturn. Mars is in your fourth house, home, family, roots, and Saturn is in your 12th house. Again, endings, solitude, the unseen. This might feel like a tug of war. Mars wants you to act. Maybe you feel a burst of energy to handle home projects, family issues, or emotional roots. But Saturn says, slow down, process. Don't just fix the surface, get to the foundation. It might feel you want to move fast, but something slows you down. And that's okay because Saturn here is helping you heal at a deeper level. This isn't about rushing into changes, it's about integrating them so they actually last. And then the sweetness, the Venus conjuncts Jupiter. Venus, the love beauty connection, meets Jupiter, expansion, blessing. In your second house of money, values, and self worth. Yes, even in this quiet, introspective moon, there's a gift. You might receive a financial blessing. You might feel a surge of self worth, a realization that you deserve more than you have been accepting. You might find comfort in small, simple pleasures like cooking, music, or time with someone who makes you feel safe. It's like the cosmos is saying, yes, you are doing deep, something heavy in our work, but here's a reminder that you are loved, supported, and worthy. So, Pisces, what's the takeaway for you? This full moon is a soul detox. It's clearing the fog, the noise, the old hurts you have been carrying, so you can step into a new cycle with more brightness. Why not? Because the thing about the 12th house, it's the house of endings, but only so you can have beginnings. And guess what? Your own full moon, the Pisces full moon, is next month. That is clearing up something. That is what you will be becoming. Okay. Yeah, that's it for Pisces rising. And hope you liked it. Please let me know in the comments how you are feeling this full moon. And yep, I will see you in the next one.